Hi everyone, this is Alonda of Cocoamommy, and this is going to be episode 3 of Diary of a Divorced Cocoamommy. I wanted to try to upload a video every week so that I can, talk about and discuss a relevant topic. So this week, the topic that came to mind is stability. As I may have mentioned in my previous video, as I was separated and preparing to finalize my divorce, I was actually unemployed for 2 years. So when I secured a new position, it was in 2011. I stayed with that organization for 3 years before I decided to apply for a new position, which was actually a leadership role. And that was by far a phenomenal experience. It only lasted for a year, but I would have to say there were a lot of takeaways from that position. In interviewing today for a new position, it was nice to have an opportunity to interview at a company I worked for about 6 years ago. So when I say stability, I think it's important to have not only stability for ourselves, but also for our children. When I look at the past year, the kids and I have moved to a new neighborhood. The kids are now in a new school, in new schools. My son is actually entering high school this year, so he did 1 year at the middle school, which was a bit of a hurdle because, it's always difficult being the new kid coming into a new school. But if you're only going to be there 1 year, that's a little bit more difficult to kind of navigate the structure and the friendships and the cliques, I think, that have already formed because kids have known one another since 6th grade. So, that was a little, I wouldn't say a little bit of a challenge. It was a big challenge for him. And now going into high school is yet another challenge because, it's 4 grades. It's over, I believe, about 1,000 students total. So, I have to just kind of work with him on a daily basis, I think, just to give him a level of reassurance and just to try to really boost his confidence level as far as being a new kid, because it's not as if he's going into the freshman class alone. So that's a work in progress. I think that's going to be a daily kind of motivational speech coming from me. As far as my daughter, she's entering 3rd grade, so this is going to be her 2nd school year at a new school, which I think for her age, she's very open to new opportunities in terms of going to a new school, meeting new kids, forming new friendships. So she's elated as far as going back for her 2nd year. But when I say stability, I think for us, it's been a year in our new surroundings. And I think we're just starting to settle in. But I feel like it's so important, and I know depending on everyone's circumstances, it's not always feasible to necessarily, provide stability, as soon as this transition occurs. And I know for me, when we moved out of our home, we were at my mother's home for 4.5 years. So this is the first time this past year that my kids have had their own space, in terms of their own bedrooms, us having our own key to our own place. So that's made a difference, I think, for us overall. But again, it's maintaining that stability and having the ability to maintain a sense of stability and consistency. And I know for single moms, gainful employment is extremely, extremely critical and important. So I think for me, what is most important is finding a company that is, as I call it, mommy friendly. And when I say that, I mean, it's very stressful when you work for organizations where, everything is so by the book. There's no flexibility in hours. In terms of taking a day off, it wreaks havoc on either your position or the organization as a whole. So I think for me, what's important, and this may be an ideal, but I think, having the flexibility in terms of, a start time and end time for work, because I'm still tasked with picking up my younger child from aftercare. So it's important, as all moms know, to be there by a certain time, or otherwise there's an additional cost involved. Also, having the ability, I've been fortunate enough in the past 3 years to work for companies, actually the past 4 years, to work for organizations where I have the holiday break off. So that's ideal because the kids are off during that time for their holiday break. So that's always been something that I have always, looked at as a blessing. And also, it's fortunate to have that particular time designated off, and you're paid for it. So that's a plus. But just wanted to touch base on that, as a single mom, especially going through the transition of divorce, stability is so key. And I think, again, I have to refer back to our physical and our mental well-being, where those things, it's almost as if they align and they're all tied together. So, if that's something that you're working on, I would say, keep plugging away. There's always a light, I always say, at the end of the tunnel. And as I've, said, my mantra is, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I will hold true to that, because I never imagined that I would see a light at the end of the tunnel. If I look back 4 years ago, it just did not seem like there was going to be any headway. But I am truly a witness. There is. And as I said, it's just a matter of us taking control and being proactive in going after the things that we need, not just for ourselves, but also for our children, so that it makes for a healthier, again, physical and mental well-being. So that's it for now. I will post another video next week on a relevant topic as it relates to the Diary of a Divorced Cocoamommy. So I hope that you will tune in, subscribe to my channel, and also if you have any questions or concerns, my email is cocoamommy@gmail.com. So please feel free to send me any questions you may have. Also, please follow my blog. It is cocoamommy.com, and I will see you all soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.